The air is chilly, and the room is sterile, almost devoid of warmth. A woman near the brink of breaking stands at the admissions desk of a private hospital, desperation clinging to her every breath. Her face is etched with pain, yet it's not just physical, it's the kind that gnaws at a person's spirit. She's in active labor, her body convulsing with each contraction. She leans heavily against the counter, her hands clutching her abdomen as if to steady the life within her. "Please, I need help. The baby is coming," she pleads, her voice a raspy whisper that bears the weight of vulnerability and trust. The admissions clerk, buried in a world of bureaucracy and detached routine, barely glances up. His fingers tap a lazy rhythm on the keyboard, the click-clack of keys, indifferent to her agony. "Name?" he asks, the word barely containing any semblance of empathy. She gasps, struggling to speak through the waves of pain. He types, more mechanical than human, until a red error flashes angrily on his screen. "The computer shows you don't have insurance," he states, the flatness of his voice a stark contrast to the urgency of the woman's situation. "I don't know. Please, I'm in pain," she implores, her eyes wide with a mix of fear and hope. But hope isn't on the clerk's agenda. "We can't admit you here. You'll have to go to the county hospital." A weary whisper escapes her, but it's so far. In a distant county hospital, her baby would enter the world, lifeless. The echoes of her pleas unanswered serve as a haunting testament to a system where compassion is rationed and care is contingent upon a card in a wallet. Elsewhere, chaos rules the emergency room. A patient lies beneath bright lights, a dagger having invaded the sanctum of his heart. Around him swirls a tempest of motion, yet the surgeon stands detached, studying not the man in peril but a clipboard's financial prognosis. "He's stable. Transfer him to the county medical center," the surgeon dictates, as if maneuvering chess pieces rather than a life's fragility. A nurse, anxious and wary, dares to question, "Sir, it's a heart wound. Should we really?" "The medical center can handle it. He's stable for the trip," the surgeon insists, his words carrying the weight of protocol over people. Moments drain into despair as the patient succumbs to the unyielding embrace of death at the county facility. A tally mark on a ledger, not a life given the dignity of proper care. In the bustling heart of Philadelphia, a mother stands resolute. Hilda Sarkisian clutches a photo of her daughter, Nataline, a girl whose candle was extinguished too soon. Around her gathers a chorus of supporters echoing her cries for justice. "I want an apology," she shouts, her voice reverberating through the glass edifice that houses Cigna's corporate conscience. "You refused her liver transplant. You killed my daughter!" Within those walls, a Cigna employee peers down, a smirk twisted upon his lips. He leans from his perch, offering nothing but a crude gesture of indifference. Nataline's death, penned onto the page of legal history, brought no reparation. An unyielding decree from a Supreme Court ruling cocooned employer-based healthcare plans in immunity. A shield for the system, not the people it purports to serve. Ephraim Namey, a man balancing on life's precarious edge, sits among the chaos of documents, a testament to the relentless labyrinth of denial and delay. He speaks into the phone, his voice a bridge between hope and the certainty of his own demise. "My doctor says I'll die waiting for an organ in California. He says I have to go to Indiana. The wait is shorter there." A voice on the other end, the calm monotone of Anthem's representative, offers a hollow reply. "We've already agreed to pay for the transplant in California, Mr. Nemi, but we will not cover it in Indiana." Life, it seems, carries a geographical price tag. If he remained in California, Ephraim would dissolve into a statistic, another number lost to the inefficiency of waiting. But he refused to be a footnote. He paid, out of desperation and determination, $200,000 from his own pocket for another chance at life in Indiana. He later accused his insurer of skimming over his cries, rubber-stamping his desperation into insignificance. In these stories intertwined, we witness a tapestry woven with the threads of lives subjected to the whims of profit over principle. A society grapples with the core question, where should the heart of healthcare truly lie? For in the dance of dollars and dividends, the humanity of healing is overwrought by the cold calculations of commerce. For some, the discord between profit and healing sounds a clarion call, a rallying cry for a society that prides itself on wealth, yet falters at the notion of moral stewardship. They demand an obligation enshrined in our collective conscience to extend care without reserve, without a balance sheet dictating the terms of compassion. To those in the profit corners, efficiency and cost-cutting sing hymns of progress. Yet the truth, buried in studies and statistics, reveals the contrary. For-profit hospitals, often shielded under promises of savings, siphon more from pockets than their nonprofit counterparts, pivoting the argument back to the virtues lost to the altar of self-interest. Hilda Sarkisian, in her grief, sees her daughter in every flicker of injustice that crosses her path. "I keep them from harm and injustice," she vows, a mother's promise immortal beyond her own grief. In a system where the final accountability rests with shareholders, society stands at a crossroads, pondering what defines a truly healthy bottom line. Is it in the coffers of a corporation, or in the heartbeats saved by an embrace of true care? In this narrative, the whispering shadows of those departed call for answers, not just for themselves, but for a future that grapples with its conscience, striving to balance the scales between ledger and life. And as the fade to black embraces, the question lingers in poignant silence, a silence that asks what if, what now, and what next. The echo of these questions resonates through the halls of power and down to the very streets where ordinary people tread. It's a silence that demands a reckoning, asking for moral courage to redefine priorities, to place human dignity and welfare at the forefront of progress. It urges corporations, governments, and individuals alike to reconsider what truly drives human fulfillment and societal well-being. In the wake of this silent plea, small ripples of change begin to stir. Across communities, grassroots movements take root, fostering environments where compassion, fairness, and integrity become the pillars upon which future generations will build. These emerging voices, once muted by the cacophony of unchecked ambition and greed, now join in a harmonious symphony of hope. In boardrooms and local councils, policies begin to shift toward inclusivity and sustainability, inspired by the realization that the true measure of success extends beyond profit margins to the tangible impact on human lives. Educational institutions transform curricula to nurture not only intellectual growth, but also empathy and ethical leadership. The journey towards this new paradigm is not without challenges. Resistance from entrenched interests, skeptical dismissals, and occasional setbacks pepper the trail ahead. Yet buoyed by a growing collective resolve, this movement marches forward, strengthened by each victory, however small. The voices of those asking, "What if?" inspire actions that redefine what now. Communities reconnect as they witness that genuine change begins with each individual acknowledging their potential to effect transformation. As lanterns of awareness light the way, society stands on the brink of meaningful evolution, ready to forge forward into what next. A future yet unwritten but bursting with promise and possibility.